Record. Mic trigger. Button.
You've got a little treat today, boys and girls. A little video. That's what you've got. But this will be leading to our live video. Everything ready.
Turn digital crown to unlock. Turn digital crown to unlock.
So tonight we're talking about magic, astral travel, meditation. Actually, I've already started a video on astral travel, or talking about astral travel. I've not finished it yet, so but I did a virtual walk today, which a few people enjoyed, so we'll just see how that works out. Oops. If people enjoy it, we'll do more of them. But magic then. So first of all, magic is a form of science. You know, a lot of the top magicians weren't wrong when they mentioned, or when things were referenced. So even some of the best spellcasters, or people that understood the whole concept frame, you know, there was I mean, I haven't spoke about the imaginary battles and stuff that were fought with witches and wizards and stuff, but there has been, you know, whatever take you see, but magic has no colour. You have to understand this. There's no thing as good magic or bad magic, you know, black magic or white magic. There are only two forms of magic. There's magic you use and magic you don't. You know, and there's all types of magic. you know. And there's a difference between tricks and spells. You've got to learn that. However, the only thing that is the same is knowing, you know, when people understand something, that's it. It's no longer ununderstandable. You know, to manipulate and control other people. You know, what's the one thing that people seem to think? People seem to think that, see, journalists act like magicians because in the way that they think that, you know, they like to think they're in control. They don't want to think the politicians are controlling. Oh no, because that wouldn't sell the media, would it? Even the lazy journalists, they've got, you know, they've got some weird ways in working. You know, trust me, you know, you read all this stuff all the time. But, you know, everyone wants power. They just don't know where to seek it. But me, myself, I'm very interested in magic. You know, I see it as a science. It's took me a long time to believe in it properly. You know, magic is a form of science that's never been allowed to be practiced because like everything, it doesn't make money. You got to remember, like in time, if it doesn't make money, they don't want you to practice it. And at the time, these magicians were making a shit ton of money, more than your average scientist down the road or researcher. I mean, we've learnt this through COVID. We've learnt that people that have worked out what these people are about. Haven't we known that the scientists don't want to listen to the politicians don't want to listen to the scientists because the scientists are still looking, still searching for proof. Anyway, I won't talk about that because you've heard enough, but it's a prime example. And back in the day, the Christians, or the church itself, they controlled what came in and what came out. And if someone was practicing something that was disagreed by the church, that was it. It was seen, you know, this satanic thing. You know, but you know, all these scientific practices, but no one ever talks about it. We daren't talk about it because it's against what the church is telling us. It's against their teachings. Yes, there are things, but I mean, it even says in the Bible a lot of things, but it's a half and half discussion. And the reason why and the people that wrote the Bible, I think they put it in there because the church were against the magic, the magic that was done, because people were after God's power or false pretenses and tried to get false power. But it's like science is a form of magic. Well, magic's a form of science. It's like the two hands, I mean, we know that divination, I think divination's a load of bullshit because it's like, how are we not sure that it's not a magnetic field that people are playing around with? It's nobody ever talks about it. No, they don't question it. A lot of people just say, it tells you in the Bible you're not supposed to do this, so, well, hold on a second. And yet there's a lot of demons in the Bible. Which they weren't even demons in the first place. They just fell into the wrong form. Hence why they're demons. In my point of opinion, they just were captured and fell with the rest of them.
Mic trigger. Mic lock. Button. Mic lock. Mic lock. Button. Is on. Double tap to lock mic.
So we have to look at all different scientific forms of what magic could be. I mean, they had the shamans and the shamans, and what the shamans, what they were doing, so to speak. And technically, they did all kinds of stuff. But of course, you look at the Bible, it's, their practices were wrong. But we mustn't talk about it because the church are against it. But it annoys me, a lot of this. I mean, but just off a side note, I think the church are against a lot of things, but anyway, I'll do this as a first video, and then in the second video I'm going to talk about a bit more things that... Anyway.
Mic trigger. Mic lock. Finish recording. Button.